Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And in this video, we're going to review episodes 1 and 2 of Season 2 of What We Do in the Shadows. It's back! Yay!
Vampires! Our favorite vampires are back.
Werewolves! Zombies!
They're bringing it all out on these first two episodes.
I love the first 2 episodes because they really started off really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was the case too with the first season where every episode was entertaining. There were obviously a few that were like our own personal favorites, specifically the ones that had like cameos with Taika in it, where I was like, oh my god, Taika!
That was so
that one
funny.
Episode
that one episode where they had all of the movie stars.
All the movie stars, freaking Blade was in it. Anyways, if you haven't watched it yet, it is not too late. There's a whole season available. I think it's all on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
So go and watch it when you get
out.
the chance. Yeah, it originally airs on FX, but then it goes on Hulu. So season 2 starts off with Nadia. I want to say Nadia, but she's got a J in her name. Nadia and Laszlo finally have their own familiar. Before that, however, they went through their whole string of familiars, and I love how they kind of just like, all of them failed, not because they weren't good at what they do, it's just that they...
It's kind of dangerous being a familiar.
Well, not really, because they were doing... Look, Guillermo's been fine. Guillermo's doing great. But they kind of... had their own weird accidents, not caused by any of the vampires. They just happened to have some accidents and died, and then they're like, well, okay, now we have to have a new one. So we finally get to Haley Joel Osment, or should we call him Topher?
Topher!
And
oh wait, did we say that we're going to have a whole bunch of spoilers in this?
Oh. Well, that was just us screaming his name. Nadia and Laszlo did it too. Topher!
Topher!
So, okay, yeah, before we go on too far, there are going to be spoilers in this review. So, you have been warned. Continue watching if you don't care about spoilers, because you really should anyways. The show is hilarious. But if you are weary of spoilers, go ahead and watch the episode, then come on back to our channel. And this is a good time to remind you to hit that notification bell, so whenever you can be notified whenever we upload a brand new video. Now, on to the spoilers and the rest of the review. I love the dynamic that was created between Haley Joel Osment's familiar, Topher, and Guillermo, because Guillermo's been around for a long time.
He's been around
wants
since
to be a
episode
vampire.
1, yeah.
Works really hard. Obviously, they just kind of like... He's like a little, like, annoying little bug to them. They're like, just go over there quietly,
And he
Guillermo.
does so much. And right now,
so
he's
much.
saving all of their lives. Because I thought it was funny when you're like, oh yeah, and Guillermo's doing great, and he's not doing great.
Well,
he's having to stay up all day, all night, defend these people from vampires that are trying to assassin vampires.
I guess I should
and
say...
And then he's like, ah! And then he doesn't get any credit. Everyone
credit.
makes fun of him.
And they love Topher just a little bit more. And Topher, it's like a lackluster, opportunist type of a familiar, where they're just like,
It's really not that important to me.
I kind of don't know how I feel about having Topher only in the one episode. Half of me wanted to see more of the interaction between the two familiars, and the other half was kind of like, that can get old really fast, let's just move on from it. And obviously that's kind of the route they went to. But when I said Guillermo is doing great, I think I meant you're right, because he's not really doing... He's kind of doing the same as he was before, but with less sleep. But doing great as his story arc has become greater, because we kind of saw in that like DNA test from his ancestry test from the previous episode of his past ancestors and who he's linked to, and to this one where he's protecting not just Nandor, but the rest of the vampires from the assassins. So you really see him kind of go full-fledged vampire killer.
And he was like, oh yeah,
in a couple of scenes.
I've had to kill 10 of them already.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's just so funny because in the first 2 episodes of this season, I legit forgot that they are being filmed by a television, like by a documentary crew. I actually forgot about them until I was like, oh wait, that's right, they're being filmed. And it's just really funny, and I like that in the first episode. Because of what happened with Topher, we get a nice cameo from Benedict Wong. Yay!
That was really cool too.
And it's a really
and he played a really fun character as well.
Yeah, he plays the necromancer Yeah, I guess that's what they called him, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
a necromancer.
I was gonna say a wizard, but it's really more of a necromancer, and it's a very fun, out there character. Something that I personally haven't seen Benedict Wong do, because if you think about him in Doctor Strange, he's a little bit more. Yeah, he's got his comedic moments.
Yeah.
But he's a little bit more serious. In the Umbrella Academy, it's like more hardcore. And there's been a couple of other movies that Benedict Wong has been in that I literally cannot think of right now. But
I'm
this is
the
most.
worst at that. I'm like,
this is like the. I'm gonna remember as soon as we turn off the camera. But this is the most fun and different that I've seen him in, and it's really really great. And we go to episode 2, and we have even more. What is it called? Supernatural creatures. So we've encountered vampires, obviously, werewolves, zombies. If you saw the first episode in season 2, a necromancer, and now we have ghosts.
I love the fact that they were like, ghosts, they don't exist, and you have Guillermo there over the side going, wait, they don't? And he's just like, okay, no. I've seen vampires, I've seen werewolves, I've seen this, I've seen a Babadook, I've seen a couple of Babadooks, and he's like, but we draw the line at ghosts. That's what you don't believe in after all of the things that you've seen and been through and done. It's ghosts that you don't believe in.
And it's the funniest thing because, the first one we see is Jesk, Nadia's former lover, but what's funny is when, obviously, the other vampires didn't want to believe that they exist and they're real. And she was like, I'm talking to one right now. And when Laszlo came out and actually saw one, he pretended that it wasn't there. So it actually tricked me. I was like, oh, it's a Nadia only thing because it's Jess. So it makes sense that, like, she's the only person who can see it. And then Laszlo going back in, frantically saying, Nandor, it's for real, ghost! What do we do? To see a vampire, of all things, a vampire flip out is the funniest thing. And then later to find out they all have their own ghosts and how to kind of help them finish their unfinished business, if you will. In that case, I think Laszlo's was the funniest one.
Yeah, that all he wanted in life was that release of the orgasm, and you're just like, what is this ectoplasm? Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, gross!
And you're just like, oh,
because we know what it was, and she was like, okay, well, clean it up, and I'm just like, so much of it, so all over the place, it's disgusting. And then we have Nadia's ghost, which actually took form. She, kind of possessed the doll, which, by the way, I don't usually find the show creepy at all. The doll creeps me out. I don't like it. I want the next episode to be done with the dolls. I cannot with
Even
the doll.
though I have to admit, at first I'm kind of like, no, that's wrong. But then and as they kind of played with it a little bit more and more, and they actually got the doll's face to look very human-like.
She looks just like Nadia, yeah.
And I'm kind of like, okay, I'm digging this. There could be some really funny stuff, some really good pranks that they could pull with the Nadia doll that is just hilarious.
I mean, they can go full Annabelle with, a side of humor on that, but it just creeps me out. But I'm curious to see, because obviously we're gonna see more of that in episode 3. So this season really started off extremely strong, and I can't wait to see not just the vampires, because they really were at the forefront of these 2 episodes. I mean, it's their show, but I'm ready to see more of the Guillermo mark, and I really want to see more of Colin. Because Colin's starting to take a shift. He's starting to work towards comedy.
His character is so funny.
It's fascinating.
It's fascinating where these characters are going to grow and develop, and what is the mythology that you guys actually want? Like, what do the showrunners actually want to do with some of these characters? Because you can have vampires and werewolves kind of go down their separate tracks, but then you can kind of still add in your own personal comedic flavor when you have ghosts and other characters. And the more you just expand this universe, the more you just want to sit there and just be like, I'm loving this world, eating your popcorn.
Yeah, well, this is such a great show. I was a little worried that when they were turning it into a TV show, I was thinking, is it going to be so stuck in its own premise that it can't move away from? It's obviously now that there is so many things they can do with it, because they're not just contained to the story of the movie, because it's actually not. These are all separate characters from the movie. built under the same format, so they can really expand and do so many episodes because vampires live forever. I guess it just depends on where they want to take Guillermo, because he is immoral and he mortal, sorry, and he will age and he can die. So we'll see what happened with that. But let us know what you guys thought of the first 2 episodes of season 2 of What We Do in the Shadows, and just the show overall, what you think. Let us know in the comment section below, and we will be back with more reviews for What We Do in the Shadows. Until then, we will see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and we will see you next time. Bye.